Chaudhary and his goons decided to finish her off once the elections were done. A section for disappearance of evidence of offence and section 304 read with the charge for murder have been added to the FIR. The initial 6-day police remand has been extended to 10 days.
The police came up with a remand request for 7 days on the ground that they are to arrest Tilakraj, who was driving the truck which was passed over the dead body or body of Jyoti. This is one that is to be done at Udaipur. Number 2, mobile of accused is to be recovered. Number 3 is co-accused are to be arrested. So I had opposed it.
Chaudhary's surrender and confessions compound the already mounting heat on the Congress on the issue, with old promises returning to haunt.
As far as such crimes are concerned, there cannot be any discrimination. So there is no question of whether he is an MLA or MP or... Party has initiated action in the case which you are mentioning. Party has initiated action and party will take strong action, and that is our stand.
The news titans, media pressure and NewsX's reports have done their job. It's for the police and the law to do theirs, all right against the power and pelf. With Priyank Tripathi, Bureau Report, NewsX.
All right, we are right now joined in by senior lawyer of the Supreme Court, Sanjay Hegde, with us to get a perspective on the entire situation there. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Sir, we'd like to know from you now that this person, Mr. Chaudhary, has confessed to his crime. He has confessed that he was, in fact, responsible in the death of Jyoti. So, where does the police take the case from here?
Look, it appears to me that he has made certain statements to the police which are inculpatory in nature, which tend to prove his involvement in the crime. Statements to the police are not evidence. But if any facts are discovered pursuant to such statements, such as any recovery is made, probably the murder weapon or any other payments to the alleged killers, all those would be admissible in evidence. As far as the MLA's statements themselves are concerned, they are of no evidentiary value unless made before a magistrate. If the police take him before a magistrate and the statement is recorded under 164 of the CRPC, after all the procedural safeguards are in place, that is, the magistrate gives him time to consider whether he wants to make a confession or not, and if despite the magistrates giving him time, the MLA wants to confess his guilt before a judicial officer, such a statement could subsequently be used against him in court.
Right. Let's also go across to my colleague Priyank, who is tracking every bit of that story. Priyank, we would like to know from you now that Ramkumar Chaudhary has confessed to his crime. He's also said that he's ready to help the police and cooperate with the police in whatever way he can. What are the latest developments in the case?
See, first of all, what Mr. Hegde was pointing out is definitely true, because Ramkumar Chaudhary, although he is a well-known MLA and they have a really good political background, so he understands law very well. He knows that whatever statement he is giving to the police can be later on changed when he'll give his 164 statement to the court. Right now, this is the statement which we are telling you to view. It's on the basis of the Haryana police, although Haryana police is saying that they have recovered the 2 mobile phones which Jyoti was using, plus at the same time they have also recovered the truck which was run over Jyoti's body when she was murdered in sector 21 of Panchkula. But more specifically, the points which Haryana police have been telling it to us is that Jyoti had an abortion a few months back in the year 2011, and Ramkumar Chaudhary, along with his associates, when Jyoti was continuously building a pressure on Ramkumar Chaudhary that he should get married to her, he specifically told his supporters that after election they will kill her, and this is what happened. So this clearly shows an MLA had a pre-planned set of mind. He wanted to kill Jyoti, he wanted to remove Jyoti from his way, because he knew that Jyoti can be a big problem for Ramkumar Chaudhary. So this can also be a really crucial piece for the police to tell it to court what was the motive of the murder, because even if the weapons are recovered, the court asks the police that what can be possible motive. So by this, the motive is clearly solved. Ramkumar Chaudhary was present in Sector 20 in that particular nursing home where Jyoti was aborted. That statement can be also a crucial thing. Police is also thinking to take statement of the doctor who had aborted Jyoti at that time. But evidence-wise, the police have recovered 2 mobile phones and the truck which was used as a weapon. We can tell it that it was another weapon of offense through which Jyoti's body was crushed in Sector 21 of Panchkula. So definitely the police is moving in its direction, but they still have to arrest other associates which were there at that spot who killed Jyoti at that moment. Right now the police still have 3 more days of police custody in their hand. Yesterday they have taken 4 more days of police custody. So we'll have to wait and watch what will be the further developments in this story. But right now Ramkumar Chaudhary, although he had told it to the police, but we'll have to wait and watch what will be his final statement when he'll give his statement in the court of Panchkula.
Absolutely. Let's get a perspective from Mr. Hegre, who's the senior lawyer, Supreme Court. Sir, now initially in the FIR, the initial FIR that was filed against Mr. Chaudhary, now Section 302 and also the Section 420 of the Indian Penal Code were applied. Now that there are some new confessions that have been made, what are the other charges that can be made against Mr. Chaudhary?
It may not be 420, it is most likely to be 120. 120 is conspiracy. It is obvious from the facts as narrated by your colleague out there,
right,
that there was a conspiracy to do away with this lady. The motive was that she was pressurizing this MLA to marry her, and so the case against the MLA would basically have to proceed on the basis of the conspiracy hatched by him and his associates to do away with the lady, because it is obvious to me that he was not driving the truck in question. The entire chain of circumstances leading to the death would have to be proved in court, and all these facts which have been narrated, including the fact of the abortion, the fact of the presence of the MLA at the place of the abortion, if there is any possible evidence as to the paternity of the aborted fetus, all would then form a chain of circumstances which would help in proving both the conspiracy and the conspiracy to murder this lady, and could ultimately result in suitable punishment.
Right, but Mr. Hegre, this is not the first time that a case of this sort has appeared. In fact, we had similar cases happening before also, where a politician is involved in a situation like this. He actually runs away and then he comes back and he might or might not confess. But similar sort of cases have happened in the past. There
have been similar cases in the past. The almost identical circumstances existed in the Amarmani Tripathi case in UP, where there was this rising minister who had a relationship with a poetess, Madhumita Shukla. Thereafter she was murdered. The investigation proved unerringly to the involvement of the minister concerned, and subsequently he has been sentenced for life imprisonment, and he's even lost his case in the Supreme Court. In recent times you had the Gopal Kanda incident, but Gopal Kanda was not a case where of a murder, but a case of an abetment to suicide or an incitement to suicide. The problem often occurs in, at least at the state level, in the case of rising politicians. Lots of money easily acquired, more often through property and deals and other extortion rackets.
Exactly.
And a young woman who gets involved either out of power or either out of love for power or of other necessity. And then when they realize that the relationship is going nowhere,
exactly,
and the man wants to get rid of her, he cannot even have the possibility that she would be available to be interviewed by the press and his opponents. So often the only option left is to do away with her, and this is what seems to have happened even in this case.
Absolutely. We also need to question the role of the political parties here, because Priyanka, coming on to you at this moment, when the Himachal Pradesh MLA was on the run, there was no statement at all from the Congress. They did not even react. And now, even while he has confessed, it seems there is no statement coming in from the Congress party.
Definitely, the Congress was mum on this issue, or not only Congress, the BJP was also mum on this issue when we raised this question to the BJP leaders. So this clearly shows that there was this kind of political understanding in between Congress and BJP not to talk on this issue, because Ram Kumar Chaudhary and his father were really senior and dominant political leaders of that area of Badi. That could have led to this situation, that both the parties, although knowing this fact, the state police is claiming that Ram Kumar Chaudhary has accepted his role often in this murder case, but still the Congress hasn't removed him from that MLA post. They should have totally told Ram Kumar Chaudhary on moral ground. The Congress should force Ram Kumar Chaudhary to resign from that MLA post, but that hasn't happened. So we'll have to see that according to law, till a time a public servant doesn't give resignation on its own, or the party decide, he cannot be removed from that position of being a public servant. So that is a really crucial thing which is not happening in this case. The Congress is silent. Ram Kumar Chaudhary is not willing to resign. What will be the further step for the people of Badi, because he is an elected member from that particular area? The question also arises about the development of that area. He is responsible for the development. He is the local MLA of that area, and his involvement in such a case like this is definitely a serious issue. But still, the Congress is not taking any step to remove Ram Kumar Chaudhary from that post. Is really surprising. We'll have to see what will be Congress reaction. We'll try to get to Congress leaders on this issue. Let's see what will be their reaction when the police itself is claiming that Ram Kumar Chaudhary had accepted that he had murdered Jyoti.
Absolutely. Let's go across to Mr. Hegre now. Mr. Hegre, of course, we'd like to know from you, as you just mentioned, that there have been cases in the past where similar sort of cases have happened. Now, of course, this was a Himachal Pradesh MLA. He is a constitutional head in himself, and it is very intriguing to know that as far as the law is concerned, they don't have any separate laws for people who have the powers, the people in power, like politician like this. So do you think some sort of changes really should be made in the law in order to ensure that these people who have the constitutional powers, they don't go scot-free?
Well, ultimately he may not go scot-free, but in the meantime he continues to be a member of the Legislative Assembly. Now, legislatures themselves may have to draw up their own rules, because the normal law is that courts do not go into legislatures, legislatures don't go into courts. There's a hands-off approach. Each institution respects the other. The inner working of the legislatures is for the legislators themselves to decide, and maybe each legislative government should come up with its own code of conduct, so that when somebody is accused of a serious charge, he normally abstains from the assembly, or the assembly keeps him out of its proceedings. Or, on the other hand, political parties should also take a call on this, as to whether any person who is charged in a criminal court with a serious offence, whether he should continue to represent that party in any legislature or parliament. The problem is in definitions. What often happens is that the politicians feel that their opponents foist cases on them, and those cases are then dragged on through the courts.
Right.
Therefore, they can't jump to offer their resignations at every moment. Okay, one may take a call on that. One may say that, offences where the maximum punishment would be 2 years, 3 years, maybe that could bear examination by a court. But serious attempts, serious cases like murders, or rape, in these cases at least, a new political morality and consensus ought to emerge, which keeps the seriously tainted away from the hallowed halls of parliament and legislature.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Mr. Hegre, and also thank you so much, Priyank, for joining us and giving us a perspective on the entire issue. So it is, of course, a matter of great concern, and not only the political parties, the entire parliament really needs to introspect and look at these cases and ensure that such sorts of incidents do not happen in the future, and of course, the criminal doesn't go scot-free. Thank you so much for all that. All right, let's move on in the bulletin now. Amid tension with Pakistan on the line of control, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh spoke to BJP leaders Arun Jaitley and Sushma Swaraj and assured them the opposition would be kept in the loop over this situation. He told them that the National Security Advisor Shiv Shankar Menon would brief them today on the development